What's good, YouTube? We back here one more again with another video. Today's video, we're gonna do an Asian hair. I know that's a lot of type of texture hair that a lot of people struggle with, including myself at one point. But let me let you in on a little bit of tidbit of information. If you got a process, you could always trust it. So that's what we're gonna do. So the first thing we're gonna do here is gonna use that half guard, make our first initial guideline. We're gonna take that half guard off and start opening that blade, slowly raising those lines out, and just get that nice and blurry. Next, we're gonna take that one guard, go right above that first initial guideline. Take that half guard, put it on, slowly open the lever. When you're doing temple tapers like this, lever play is very crucial. You know, you just play with that lever a little bit, get that fade tight, get it blurry, get it just how you want it. We got that 1.5 on there now, making another guideline. And after we do that, we're gonna take that 1.5 off and put that one guard back on, open the lever play all day. That's how you get these temple tapers nice and blurry. As you can see here, we got the number 2 guard. We threw that on there. We're gonna go ahead and continue to spread that blend out, get it nice and blurry. As you can see here, you know, it's getting there. So we got that 1.5 back on there, lever play. We're gonna slowly open it up and blend that into the 2 guard. Right now I'm gonna do a little bit of clip over comb. I have the 2 guard on the clipper and I'm just holding the comb maybe about I would say a 30 degree along the ridge of the hair. And we're just blending that hair along the ridge up to the top, just making it flow together. And I got that 2 guard on there now, and I have the 2 guard slightly open, and we're just blending it into that clipper over comb portion. The clippers I'm using right now are the Cordless Seniors. Actually, the guy that I'm cutting his hair right now, he's the one that hooked me up with these seniors, so shout out to him. I'm gonna throw his Instagram name in here. I threw it in an earlier video, but this is him right here in the flesh. Shout out to Andrew. But now we're just doing a little bit of detail work. Got that 1.5 back on there, and we're just taking out any dark spots, any spots that we see that are heavy, and just getting it nice and blended. You want your fades to look like you just spread it, like peanut butter on some bread, you know, nice and creamy. So right here, I got the retro T-cuts. I did a review on this one. If you haven't checked that out, you can check that out. One of the earlier videos I did like 2 videos ago. But right here, we'll make that initial guideline on the neck now. We're using those retro T-cuts, and right now I got the seniors open. We're gonna make a half, equivalent to a half guard guideline. Then we're gonna close the blade and just start raising those guidelines out of there. Just like on the temple taper, we're gonna do lever play and just raise those lines right out of there. Just get it nice and blurry, nice and faded. And just like with any fade, trust the process. Continue your process and just use it on every fade you do. So after we get all those lines out, what we're gonna take is the half guard, and we're gonna open the blade, which is equivalent to a 1 guard, and we're just gonna start raising that up. Once you make that guideline, we're gonna close the blade, and just like I said before, trust the process. Close that blade up, just slightly open it as you go up, and just spread it on. As you can see, the lines are just disappearing right before your eyes. I usually use the premium guards for everything, but my premium guard chipped, so I'm using the regular Wahl guards like I have. Now after this, we got the 1 guard open. We're just gonna raise that guideline, close the blade, and start raising the fade. Now, as you can see here, if you just trust the process, you can do any fade with ease. Like I said, that's with black hair, white hair, Asian hair, Mexican hair, any hair. As long as you stick to the steps and you just make sure you know where you're at in your fade, make sure you know what you're doing with it, you're not gonna fail. You can't fail that way. It's just a go-to for me. You know, I never really stray away from my process, and it's never failed me to this day. But anyways, we have the 1.5 guard on there open, and we're just spreading it in there. And what we're doing right now is basically we're just connecting the bulk of the hair to the fade. You want to have a smooth transition with these fades. So just trust this process. You know, this step-by-step process will be sure not to fail you. Whether you're beginning, whether you've been a veteran in the game, you know, you'll be putting out butter every time. And that's the goal. The goal is to put out butter so that way people will keep coming back to you. You maintain that clientele. But right here, we got the clipper over comb. I have the 2-guard on. Just like I did on the side, we're connecting the ridge, you know, and just making that all transition nice and smooth. So now, just like the other side, we're starting the temple taper, balled out. Then we're gonna make that first guideline with the half. Take the half guard off, close the blade, slowly raise it up. When I first started cutting hair, most of the hair that I cut was black hair. So I got really good at that real quick. And then when I started going to school to do what I do, I had to expand my clientele more. I had to learn how to cut more hair. And that's where we're at right now. I have to say that being able to learn all types of hair is truly beneficial to the craft. It's truly beneficial to your pockets, because if you just stick to one type of hair, one texture of hair, you're not going to be able to expand your clientele. You're going to be stuck with the same clientele. So never be afraid to learn. Never be afraid to try out new things, because I promise you it'll benefit you. So right here, we got the 2-guard, and we're just connecting this to the bulk. I think the reason why a lot of people struggle with Asian hair, and I struggle with Asian hair, is because it's so straight. When you fade, you can really see all your mistakes that you made, and where you have longer hair sticking out here and there. But in my opinion, that's a good thing, because it's always good to see where you're lacking. It's always good to see your faults, because then you know where to work on. You know what you need to build upon. And it's a good thing to constantly build, because you don't want to be stagnant. Stagnancy, it could destroy, you know, your initiative to do things. But here we go. We got the retro T-cuts back on there, edging them up in the front. Now, when I do my tapers, as you saw in the back, I did like a V, an upside down V, and that's so that we have dark edges, just like you can see here. The edges on the back of the neck are very dark, and that's the type of look that I was going for. We're just cleaning it up with the shaver, making sure everything around the edge up is nice and bald. I'll take the corner of the edger and I'll go around the ear, clean it up, make sure it's all sharp and clean and crisp. Precision is key in this game, especially nowadays with the way trends are and haircuts. You want to make sure that you're on top of your game. These retro T-cuts, I swear, man, they are straight fire. I am not disappointed with these at all. Great purchase, great pickup. If you haven't picked them up, pick them up. If you've been on the fence about picking them up, pick them up. I promise you, you will not be disappointed with them. Wahl just puts out quality. But now I am starting to directionalize the hair and comb it in the way that he's going to be styling it, so that way I could take off a lot of overhang, so that way you got a flow with the haircut. So I'm just over directionalizing the hair and cutting off the edges. Now I'm going to go ahead and go through one more time just to make sure I got everything nice and blended. It's never a bad thing to double check your work. Don't be too sure of yourself. Never be too sure of yourself. There's always room for improvement, like I said. So now you can see that we're getting this all blended. I got the texturizing shears out, and we are just making sure that everything lays down the way it should. Now I'm going to go ahead and gel his hair, put some product in it, using that Johnny B Lucky. And we're just going to blow dry and style the hair for the client. Styling is key, you know. Teach your clients how to style their hair, so that way they know, how their hair is supposed to look. You give them a look in the shop. We do it for them while they're there, but we don't teach them how to do it. So then they don't know how to maximize the potential of their haircut. Got the retro T-cuts back out. We're doing that front edge up, getting it nice and crispy. We got a real gentleman type haircut look going here. Got the Tomb 45 shave gel. Shout out to Tomb 45. If you have not used this product, I swear, man, this is some good stuff. Like, no hype. That razor blade just be gliding on there. But right here, we're just gonna spread that shave gel out all across. Got that Tomb 45 razor cartridge. I'm gonna go ahead and start shaving that edge up, cleaning it up, making it nice and crispy. Take care of your clients, man. Lean them back. It's an experience when somebody's in your barber chair. We're just making all the lines nice and crispy. Got that high taper. It's blurry. Edges are sharp. Now we're just gonna take those shears and just start clipping any baby hairs that are hanging over. But yeah, that'll do it for this haircut. Got that taper on some Asian hair. Little comb over gentleman cut looking type haircut we got going. But as you can see here, them seniors is blurry. Them retro T-cuts is sharp. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, smash that like button. And until next time.